talking on the street. Young women walking on the street, being attacked by groups of men, and we see that in Asia as well. We've seen some very high-profile cases. And what we're talking about here is a change then of much more aggressive and public displays, and again the social media, circulated on social media afterwards. The question is why? And again, this is a big area for research. The idea is that women's games lead to a crisis of masculinity. This is a term we used before. This is about the 1970s we were talking crisis of masculinity. Now people are suggesting the crisis is actually a crisis for women. We shouldn't refer to it as a crisis for men. It's a crisis for women because of the violence. And there's different conceptualizations. So again, we're back to patriarchy. And again, anyone wants to an area for research that you want to move forward on, this is really where we need a lot more work. So Candiotti talking about this Arab Spring. Question, when we see a backlash of male violence, is it patriarchy in action or is it patriarchy in crisis? Is this because men feel that their power is being questioned, or is this men asserting that power? Which way round is it? I've and others that I've worked with myself, Brandon and Lisa Overton, we've talked about a supernormal patriarchy. We shouldn't see this extreme form of aggression as abnormal. We should see it as supernormal. Everyone see the difference there? Abnormal suggests it's a small group of men who are, someone said, who are somehow deviant. Supernormal means basically it's what most people would do if they could. So not abnormal, supernormal. And Sylvia Stantz has talked about this patriarchal pushback. Patriarchal pushback against the gains of women. But as we've seen, have there actually been any gains of women to push back against? And I would end by quite a busy slide there, talking about have what the gains of women actually been real gains? Have we favoured women, or is it a feminisation that's been going on? So we've brought economic growth and declining poverty rates via women. But gender inequality continues to exist. How we measure it at present doesn't show it, doesn't reveal it, because we still cannot even understand women's income poverty. Women have transitioned to being not just income, to move into income generation formal politics. We're seeing a trade-off between poverty types. We might have reduced income poverty, but we've got time poverty, power poverty, asset poverty. Gender relations are remaining quite static, quite sticky. Yeah, we move into politics, etc., but voice, mobility, autonomy remain non-normative. And what we might be seeing is violence transitioning from an individual, intimate, to a collective, social, to an extreme form. So, just to end, the OECD and ECLAT, the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, have this new initiative, which is about middle-income countries, which I think then the people in the room were lucky middle-income countries. And what they're talking about, how we can transition the model of development. So check them out, because this is their new frame. They're only just starting doing it now. And what they're looking at is for this transition in the model. And I was talking at the UN about a month ago, I've lost where I am. And my argument to them was, if you want to transition the model of development, you need to look at gender. And some of the issues we need to understand is, we need to know differences between women. We need to understand the intersecting inequalities. We need to make gender equality the goal, not the aim. And we need to tackle power and poverty. Of course, the UN went, very interesting, Sarah. Well, I'm not so sure how far we'll get, but this is what they're looking at the minute. This is our new policy context, and I will finish there.
TIIKM, the International Institute of Knowledge Management.